Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. All things continue to get increasingly contorted in Hollywood, and Mary J. Blige just got hauled into the circumstance since vocalist Danny Boy just emerged to uncover that Mary purportedly had a personal connection with him when he was just 15 years of age, and she was a completely mature woman at the opportunity. Danny arrived with some lovely persuading receipts, and he has had stories for quite a long time about this unseemly undertaking youngster. On the off chance that this is all obvious, it genuinely seems okay why Mary is a major ally of Diddy and is dependably on his arm. Okay, so you all have expertise. I said that Diddy getting presented will prompt more individuals in the industry to get uncovered for doing a few dreadful things. Well, it seems that vocalist Mary J. Blige is next on that rundown since she just got uncovered for and laid down with vocalist Danny Boy when he was only 15 years of age, and she was 24 in a progression of meetings. Danny discussed how Suge Knight empowered Mary to and draw him into an extremely improper relationship, thinking about their age distinction, and the way that he was a minor at the time as per him. It began back in 1995 after the Source grants and she was celebrating in a lodging with Mary J Blige, Diddy's child mother, Misa Hilton, and several different ladies in his in-room. Danny claims that he was in his room when Suge brought him over to join the festival. When he got to Suge's room and saw Mary was captivated in light of the fact that he was a tremendous fan. He guaranteed that he spent time with the gathering and had 2 or 3 beverages prior to returning to his room anyway. She then, at that point, hit him up sometime later, saying that a lady needed to see him. Danny expected that it was one of the different ladies at the party, yet when he got to his room, Mary and Misa were the only ones in the room we were talking in. I assume I left out, and she got back to me up to the room. He expressed a desire to return higher up, man. Mary is sitting on the love seat, so I know the young lady that she's in bed with. Don't me. When he's shutting on, I plunk down and I begin conversing with Mary. Within, I'm going to lose it because I'm really staying here, conversing with Mary. She's perched on the love seat, and we requested a few food and a few additional beverages. He then, at that point, guaranteed that while Mary was sitting next to him on the lounge chair, somebody thumped on the entryway, and Mary blew a gasket and stowed away in light of the fact that she thought it was her sweetheart at the time. Cassie and Mary had a poisonous and sort of vicious relationship at that point, so Mary most likely imagined that he was there to put hands on her again. It ended up being a misleading arm, so she went right back to playing with him. He guaranteed that she put her head in his lap, contacted him, and that things got extremely serious. 15, 16 years of age, and she laying on the sofa and I'm perched on the opposite end, and she sat down on the lounge chair and put her head in my lap, like damn he can't be diff. Cussing Mary was discussing. She maintained that me should return up here dreadful on my lap furthermore. I'm sitting and I'm pondering. I'm similar to affirm what is this going to end doing? And she remained a couple more hours. And now we chose to go in the other room, cause it was a breath. We went in one more space and sat down, and she sat down with me. She kind of like upheld against me. And each time she back facing me, I would move away, and you realize they wound up doing the terrible, and like that wasn't terrible enough. It was anything but a one-time thing since they engaged in extramarital relations, and Mary would fly him out to New York to see her much more dreadful. She drove him into believing that he was her sweetheart, despite the fact that she had a thing happening with Tupac at the time. From that time, I had a valuable chance to go out to New York and visit her a couple more times. Well, you realize that is the reason I was somewhat befuddled when I heard Kurt say, that Mary was pot young lady cuz around, then she was my young lady around. Then I'm 15, 16 years of age, and she flying me in to see her, and you understand what it is, the point at which a young lady back up on you, youthful, and I'm attempting to show her that she ain't staging me, no. Doubt that is all shades screwed up. However, in another meeting, when he was inquired as to whether he felt like Mary utilized him or exploited him in any capacity, he actually demanded that she didn't exploit him and they were dating. Think when you were from the get-go you was meddling with Mary. Okay, how could you contemplate that time? I was yet. It wasn't what I'm talking about. How could you figure, like, what did you feel like? Alright, definitely, I like Mary, or you just resembled what she exploiting you cause you were youthful. No, I mean, you realize that was Mary. She was youthful as well. And that was Mary JBL, and when I purchased that story up, since many individuals felt that I was like attempting to, meet too. I mean, I wouldn't utilize her. I got someone I could meet to on the off chance that I need to. Yet it wouldn't be Mary. You realize I expressed it in the discussion of someone. Cassie is saying the way in which Mary was someone young lady and I resembled whoa stand by it. Moment. No, it wasn't so much that was my young lady. It was my young lady. You realize I was somewhat talking excessively quick, and I won't lie. It's sort of miserable how he can't see that he was on to. He grounds that there is not a glaringly obvious explanation why that he ought to have been laying down with a 24-year-old when he was only 16. Sadly, this is the kind of thing that we see a ton when a more seasoned lady exploits a kid. However, individuals don't see it as no joking matter since they feel that men can't be as help or even exploited, yet stand by on the grounds that there's a contort to this story. You see, the roads are saying that Mary gained this way of behaving from no other person. Except for Diddy. Mary and Diddy were extremely dear companions back when Diddy used to work at Uptown Records, and Mary was endorsed to the name, and taking into account that various individuals have approached to blame Diddy for supposedly saying them around the very time that he was at Uptown Records, so it's no doubt conceivable that Mary watched him and gained this way of behaving from him. Likewise, from what we know now, Mary supposedly got pregnant with Diddy's kid, yet possibly he constrained her to dispose of it, or it was Mary's choice. Yet regardless, they actually keep an extremely impressive relationship. And glancing back at the pics, the thing I find extremely peculiar is that in practically all of the pics of Mary and Diddy, Mary is holding a hand over her stomach. Any place there was Cassie. Now, this could simply be a posture. However, understanding what we know presently, it's really debilitated to suppose in the event that she was doing it deliberately. Somebody remarked, "You'll be shocked at the number of men that have stories like this." However, doesn't stand in opposition to it on the grounds that in the public eye this conduct has been acknowledged. It's nauseating. Someone else said he's coming clean. It is what it is. He was still a young man put in a developed man field, so thought he was assisting him with developing masculinity, yet he. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.